back to my channel. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today's video is going to be a cooking video. We are going to be making the everything stew from my cookbook that just dropped on tassyfit.com. So go get you a cookbook or two. Tutorial of how I got this delicious meal. Super healthy, helps you stay on track with your meals, stay on track with your food, stay on track with your diet. It's just an all-around great dish to have in your fridge. So if you want to see how I got this on my plate and how I made it, keep on watching. Okay, so let's just jump right in. I have about 20 Roma tomatoes in here, and I'm going to use all 20. And then I have 2 bell peppers as well, red bell peppers. They just bring this delicious taste to the stew that we're making today. And I'm gonna wash them in hot water with some vinegar. I'm also going to use a habanero. I should have used 2 because it ended up not being as spicy as I wanted it, but I just used 1. It gave it a little bit of a kick. And then they're all rinsed up, and then we're going to chop them up. Notice how I'm kind of like digging the knife in, and I'm doing that 4 times until that middle core part comes out. Trust me, you don't want this in your stew. It just makes the blending process and the texture of your tomatoes kind of a little unpleasant. So I like to take that middle part out. It's not necessary, so you don't have to do it, but I do it for a smooth blend. I have a cheap blender, and by cheap I mean like Walmart, $25 3 years ago. So you know this blender is on its last leg. So I have to chop my tomatoes up pretty small. Tomatoes are really soft, so you really don't have to do this, but because my blender is so cheap, I have to. So feel free to just kind of like lazily chop this. This is not supposed to be like a tedious, time-consuming meal. It's just that my blender sucks. It also doesn't really matter what order you chop your vegetable / fruit, because tomatoes are fruit, but up. It doesn't matter the order. I just do the tomatoes first because preference, and then also I want them first in the blender to get that blend going easy, and you don't have to add as much water since these are really high in water. I'm also chopping up my bell pepper, and I'm avoiding that seed area as much as I can, and then we're going to chop it up into small pieces as well. I love this meal because you can put this on rice, you can put this on sweet potatoes, you can put this on chicken when you're not feeling a carb, you can put this on fish, you can put this on everything, hence the name. Once I finish chopping up those, I'm going to get half an onion chopped up and sliced. I usually like to keep it sliced long, but today I was feeling like cubing it up. But feel free to do whatever your heart desires, whatever your preference is. The onions just add a great flavor, so I highly suggest using that. I also use about 2 cloves of garlic as well. The freshness of the vegetables, y'all, I'm telling you, it just makes such a big difference. So now that we've chopped everything up, it's time to get started. I'm going to put my heat on about medium, and then I'm going to add some oil. Notice how I barely added any oil. That's really because you don't want to use a lot of oil if you're trying to transform your body. I think that was about 3 tablespoons of oil. And then while that's heating up, we're going to blend our tomatoes, bell peppers, and habanero pepper. I blended this in 2 different batches, so once the first batch was done, I left a little bit left in that blender, and then I added the rest and blended it up. I left a little bit just so I wouldn't have to add more water. And then once that oil is heated up, you add 1 piece of onion to see if it's ready, and then you add your onions. Let that saute for about maybe 2 minutes, and then you add your garlic. I minced mine. One thing I forgot to add is bay leaves. I love adding fresh bay leaves to the onions and the garlics while it's frying up. It's so good, y'all. The freshness of everything and just the low amount of oil, it just really makes a difference. You only need to dedicate 30 to 45 minutes for this meal, which may seem a lot, but 30 to 45 minutes compared to having to cook every single day of your week, I think it's a good bargain. Once I mince my garlic, I stir everything up and I let that saute for about 3 minutes. I don't want it to get too burnt. Right when it's translucent, I add my blended puree and then I stir it up. You're really gonna need to stir this up so that it doesn't burn because you're going to kind of let this dry. I feel like that's the right term, where the water is evaporating and everything is just coming together. Once you add all of your blended ingredients, you just want to stir it up one more time. Make sure everything gets nice and mixed, and then you're going to let it sit there and let it thicken. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but it's gotten significantly thicker, and that's really good. It was starting to pop me, so I add the lid on top, and then I'm ready to add my seasonings in once some of the water is gone. So this is how much Maggi Knorr bouillon, chicken bouillon, I used, and then I did add a tidbit more, but try not to use too much. It's a lot of salt.
Then I added my red pepper flakes, some garlic powder. I didn't add too much of this because we already used minced garlic, and then some black pepper, and lastly some curry powder, which makes all of the difference. I added a good amount of curry, and then I stirred it all together and let it cook down some more. I would say the cooking down process takes about 20 minutes of the 30 minutes. The rest is just prepping and seasoning, chopping, all of that, which isn't really a lot of time if you really think about it. But look how freaking good that looks. Oh my gosh, a pot of gold. When I tell you pot of gold, pot of gold. So good, so delicious, and good for you. Are you kidding me, y'all? Please try this and let me know if you try this because it's really, truly just that good. This is what the stew looks like when it's all done. Super thick and just saucy. I'm sure it's best to wait till the stew is cooled before transferring it, but I didn't wait. I was in a rush. So I transferred this to a meal prepping container so it's easy for me to get it out when I need it. And then I'm using this jasmine rice 90-second pouch. I love these because it helps me not eat too much rice and know that I only have 2 servings in one pouch. I follow the directions on the back. You have to squeeze it, then you tear a little corner on the top and then warm it for 90 seconds. Super quick and easy. Makes cooking just so much easier, y'all. Like, oh my gosh. I wonder how many times I've said easy in this video, lol. But this recipe is also found in my cookbook on TassieFit.com. If you need any more further instructions or help or guidance, it is all in there. I'm going to add about 4 ounces of chicken breast to go with my rice and stew to bring this meal all together, y'all. So I'm going to use 1 cup of the jasmine rice and then save the other cup for another time. This only took me simple ingredients. I used 20 tomatoes, 2 red bell peppers, a habanero pepper. I meal prepped my chicken breast. I had my rice. This is a 10 out of 10 meal. It's easy, it's healthy, it's delicious, it's filling. You can put it on anything, guys. It's called Everything Stew. You can literally put it on anything your heart desires. Look how good this looks, y'all. And I added some on the chicken breast. Y'all, this was just delicious, okay? Let me know if you try it and let me know if you have some questions. Don't forget to get your cookbook from TassieFit.com.
Thanks so much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. Bye!